Building data walls is another feature that EduClimber has that I find to be extremely powerful. What you do is you click on charting. There are a variety of different ways you can create data walls. More than likely, a classroom teacher or an interventionist might build a custom grade or custom class data wall. In this case, I'm going to click a custom grade data wall. This again is the year of the students that you want to see. So if you want to see this year's students and this year's data, that's what you're going to click on. Now you can select which school you want to see. I'm going to go ahead and select, let's do first and second grade. Click next. This is where you're selecting what year's data you want included. So you can select this year's data, and I want to compare it to those same students, that same cohort last year. So it will say whatever your class is for first grade this year, it'll also give you the scores they had in kindergarten. Okay. Here you're looking at assessments. So maybe I only want to see literacy and math. Maybe I want to see all of it. Keep in mind, behavior in this case is the BIMAS data. It is not incidence. That's separate. And over here you can say if you want to filter down to only a specific type of data, you can put that in there too. Here you can also add incidence to this data wall, and you can include attendance. Just for the sake of confidentiality, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the incidence for now. You'll notice anything I turn on or off is showing right up over here, so you can see exactly what you're going to be presenting in you're going to have in your data search. Okay. Go ahead and click search, and it's going to populate my data wall for me. So here's my data wall. You have your students, you have any forms, things like that that they have attached to them. Will be listed here. Attachments, you might have smart forms attached to them. That's where you will eventually be putting any of your intervention plans, any comments anybody's made, tags, and if they have interventions, it'll show up here as well. You can see your full date and your SIS reported rate. SIS reported rate is what's coming over from PowerSchool, and your full day rate it's also coming over for PowerSchool, but this is like the SIS reported rate is did they show up in the morning or not, and this other rate is how often were they actually in class. So it's period by period. If they missed for a field trip, something of that nature, that's going to show up there. Now you have your iReady math data, so it's showing fall, winter, and spring for iReady. You have your map data over here, and it scrolls right across. You can move these from side to side if you want, and build it however you want. And if you click in that box, it will sort it for you. So you can see it's sorting it. There we go. Okay, so it's going to keep doing that. So then you can also click in here, and when you go into here, you can set up and see different things. So if you click on this little group of boxes here, if I selected any of these, it's now going to show up on my data wall as well. So if you wanted gender, date of birth, anything like that, IEP status, 504 status, all of those things, you can also turn off things as well. So if I no longer wanted to see my data from 21-22, I can just shut it off. Okay, that way you don't have to go back and build another set. Another important thing for data walls is, again, you can see this feature here. You can pin your data and put it into your collection. You can download it right in here. You can now build a scatter plot. So if I wanted to see, well, let's do fall and spring and click create. From there I can see my scatter plot of data, and again, when you roll over it, it's going to show you everything you need to see. This button right up here shows you insights, so it's going to take this scatter plot and it's going to make kind of generalizations or thoughts about what you might be seeing in your scatter plot, so that's kind of a neat feature. Let's head back over here. Another thing I wanted to point out is you can, let's say you've organized your data and you want to take this top couple of students here. If you're an interventionist, this is huge. okay? You can create your own course. What that means is that if you always want to run a data wall based on a course, if you had your own course as an interventionist, let's say you have kids K1 and 2, you can assign them to their own course so that then you can pull up their data pretty quickly instead of having to look at each grade level. So what we're going to do to do that is assign them to a course. You assign a username, so let's say in this case it's me. It's not going to let me do that. Let's go this one. So this person already has courses, but you can create your own course right here. So I would click create. I would type in all of the information. These are my students that I want in the course, and you click save. And then when you go back here, if you wanted to create a custom class data wall, you can do that by searching for your name. Mine won't come up. Let's do this. Your course that you just created will show up here. Okay, you can click on it, and then you can run, and then you can build your data wall from there, all the different data you want to see, but it's only going to put up that group of students. That's a pretty neat feature. You can also, as I said, put them into your collections and have them show up just like this one did. Okay. Another important thing to note is when you build your custom data wall, and we'll actually use that one right here. I think that would be easiest. So from here, or from your other data wall, you can take these students and you can assign them to an intervention. So we're going to be talking about interventions later, but you can assign them to an intervention directly from here without having to leave. So this is really helpful. So if you had your top, however many students that were performing in the red and you wanted to automatically assign them to a group, you could do that.